Hello, my name's Yasmin Euphemia, aka Sugar, and I am here today with...
I am Beverly, UK Fluffy Chick, and we are Supporter Sister Network Foundation people them.
Okay, we're a foundation now. You're making us bigger and better than each time.
That's right. Each time we've grown another inch. Now, yes, the next time will be something else.
We're here today with Dr. Q. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, Dr. Q. And she's here all the way from Texas.
All the way from
Gotta represent and recognize you from Texas. Hi, Q.
I've never met anybody from Texas before, so this is a first for me.
Well, I am glad to be here. Thank you both for having me.
Yes, man, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. And it's so good to see you. I miss you so much. I'm so good to see you. But let's just keep this professional. So, tell us a little bit about yourself, Dr. Q, for those of, obviously no one knows you other than me. So, yes, go ahead.
I am a mental health advocate, and I travel the world sharing my story and my journey about the importance of taking care of your mental health. I lived in London for over 3.5 years. I worked at the University of East London. So I've been in higher ed over 17 years. But I've made it my life's mission to make sure that communities know how to tap into resources and how to operate and exercise self-care. And how do you love yourself enough to love your mind enough to take care of it?
Right.
Wow. That's really, really big. And when you say that you're in higher education, you're actually teaching people about mental health. It's not that you're I'm going to say an advocate, that's not the right word, that you're not actually making them better, so to speak. You're actually teaching people.
Well, I have a lot of lived experience when it comes to mental health, but higher ed was just my profession. I've always been in leadership at different institutions. And in that, when I came back from London to America, I became the Deputy Executive Director of the National Alliance of Mental Illness for Central Texas. And here's the ironic story about that. Back in 2009, I started volunteering with this same organization, and how life just comes full circle. They helped me with my mother. I was a caregiver for my mom over 14 years, and she had paranoid schizophrenia. And I took the classes, the free resources that NAMI offered, so that I could see life through the lens of my mother and better be a partner with her on her mental health journey. Mm-hmm. And so I've kind of fallen into mental health advocacy full time. It wasn't something planned. It was just the way that my life outlined. It just fell into place. And now I've been able to help educate communities. I train faith leaders on changing the conversation of mental health in their faith congregations, and just supporting them on what it is that they need. Because I think a lot of times we all think we have to have the answer in order to help someone that's in a mental health crisis. And it's not about us having the answer, but it's about knowing which way to go and how to get the support and the resources we need. So no one is an expert. It's just about knowing where to go and how to tap into those resources to get the support that's needed.
So do you assist with because sometimes people are having a crisis and don't even realize they're having a crisis. So do you help and educate on being able to identify when they have an issue and to know that they need to seek help for it? Or is that just that you send them in the direction where they need to do that part? Or is that part of your advocacy?
that is a part of my advocacy. I think it's so important that we slow down and pay attention. Pay attention to the people we love. Pay attention to the ones that are around us and ask ourselves, like, the questions, hey, it's okay not to be okay. And it's okay to need support and help. And I know in the UK, you have to get on a list to get into talking therapy, but it is possible. And there's a lot of different groups and resources that are available there in the UK as well as here in the US. But it's just knowing, when do I know someone I love is withdrawing? Or what is changing about this person? They used to go everywhere. Now they don't even leave the house. Is it anxiety? Is it social anxiety? Is there something that my loved one needs some additional support with? But sometimes we get so caught up in our busy, and I've been guilty of this. We get so caught up in our busy that we don't slow down enough to really look at the signs and understand what are those needs and how can we support each other. Just like this network, sisters that are supporting other sisters. We have to do that within our own community and recognize when someone needs help. How do we support them? Do we reach out or do we just ignore the red flags?
Yeah, that's a bit like when you hear friends say, well, I'm not phoning Angela because she never phones me. And it's like, it actually, you've both got phones. The fact that she hasn't phoned you doesn't mean that you shouldn't be phoning her. And so it's like, it's that sort of thing. So you see something's not happening with somebody or how they would normally be, but we ignore them because we're too busy doing our own lives.
Yeah, we get caught up in our own lives and caught up in that pride in it. It's like, you don't want to feel like, I don't know, like running down a friendship. You know what I'm saying? It's like, just as much as I'm interested in you, I would like you to show that interest in me. And when you're not getting what you're giving, you're just like, you know what? I ain't bothering with that person. But sometimes it's deeper than that. Like, it's not that the person is not reaching out because they don't care. They're not reaching out because they got their own stuff going on. And like you're saying, is to be able to recognize when someone needs that support in it. So, yeah.
And I think it's really important. I know back in 2008, I tried to take my own life. And everyone that knew me, they thought, wow, Quevarra is so strong. She's taking care of her mother. She is walking through this divorce like a champ. She is in graduate school. Little did they know, I had no idea what I was doing with my mother. I was struggling with the divorce. I was dismissed from a graduate program with 2 classes left to graduate. I felt like I had failed everyone. I felt like I failed myself. And because I was so comfortable wearing this mask of strength that I have to be strong, I couldn't pretend anymore. And that is when it broke. And I think it's recognizing when we ourselves, we put on these masks and we wear them. We have become professional mask wearers. It's almost as if someone taught us young to wear these masks and be proud that we can wear the most masks.
Yes, Dr. Q, of course you're right. But then also when you're at your weakest and you turn to somebody and say, this is where I'm at, I just can't. And their reply is, oh, you'll be all right. You always cope. Then what do you do?
That is the lesson that I had to learn, because I was also a part of, my mom was an ordained minister. So when people would ask me, how is she doing? I would say, oh, she's blessed and highly favored. and then I would go home afraid for my life. And so I think it's understanding that the people around you are so important. And we have to know who is our core and build that support system. There has to be at least one or two people you can be authentic with. Everyone needs that authentic ground. I need to be able to look at you and say, sugar, it's okay not to be okay. It really is. And I'm okay that you're not okay. I just want you to know I'm here with you through this time. I don't have the answer to make it okay. And you may not have the answer to make it okay, but I'm here with you so that I can just be your support while you're not okay. Wow. And that's enough.
I feel better already.
Okay. Yeah. And that's it. Because we used to have our what do we used to call them again? Our confession sessions, no judgment. So we just let loose and we just talk about whatever, like feel no way because there's no judgment. That's a lot of the reason why a lot of people don't really, I feel like, really talk about what issues they're going on because they feel like they're going to be judged for it. So like you're saying, because we have this, I don't know, innate feature that we feel like we need to be strong. So when we're not strong, we feel like we're going to be criticized and judged for not being strong. So therefore, we just don't say nothing. We just hold it in, keep it to ourselves, and just, like you said, the mask. Just wear the mask. Yeah, I'm good. I'm all right. And then you come home and you're dying. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's time to break that stigma and break that mold and break all of that. Just, you know, if you've got issues, just talk about it, seek the support from wherever you need to get it from, and just address it.
Fluffy Chick, you said it best. Break the mold. It's time to break those molds that we are so used to fitting in. And you're right. Those confession conversations were so needed. I mean, it was like, it was a gift to me, especially living in another country, not knowing a whole lot of people. I found that to be my pillar of support, to be able to break down and have someone hold me accountable to taking better care of myself. Because I had been so conditioned to take care of everyone else, I didn't even know how to take care of myself. I would pretend that I did, and I did very well.
We do. Yeah. We all pretend that we know.
Yeah.
And like you say, we need just a couple of friends that won't do the, oh, you're all right, don't worry about it. That will actually allow you to, what's the word, pour out?
Yeah. Pour out, offload, release. Yeah, just let it all out. Ball if you want, ball, you know, whatever. Just let it out and it's all good.
So do you all drink tea?
Huh?
You drink tea, right?
Well,
oh yes.
Okay. So if you drink tea, you can't drink tea without water. No. When you put the tea bag in the cup, it has to stew a little bit, right? But if there's no water to put the tea bag out, the ingredients aren't activated. Activated by the hot water. You know, I tried this one time. I was like, I can make tea in cold water. No, not with a regular tea bag. It just didn't work. The hot water stimulated the tea bag to release the flavor of the tea. And I take that when I think about relationships and friendships. I need friends that are going to be that boiling water to take all these ingredients out of this tea bag so that I can have flavor. When you think about the people in your life, Ask yourself this question. Are you flavoring me?
Oh, wow.
Hi.
Wow, that's, yeah. I'm going to be looking at my friends like, are they hot
No.
water?
No, you see this. Let me tell you something about Dr. Q, yeah? Right. What I've learned from you, yeah, is seeing the life lessons in little things that's got nothing to do with life, but to do with life, right? Because you used to always come up with these things. Like, even since you've been back, I saw you had a post one time where you were saying about when you went back to America, you had to be in a hotel, isn't it? In quarantine in a hotel. I remember you were saying where you didn't know, because they wouldn't allow you to go out. You didn't know how you was gonna get supplies in, and I couldn't remember if you said your brother didn't live near where you were to be in quarantine, and you said like you must have opened the door and he must have left all this stuff out there for you.
He
And
left it on.
saying like because you was worrying about this and you was worrying about that, and you was worrying about how this is gonna happen, what's gonna do, and you just open the door. And I'm doing my Quevarra voice now. I just opened the door, and all my needs was, my supply was met. And it just goes to show you, when you're worrying about things in life, all you have to do is open the door and step out, and the Lord to supply all your needs.
I don't know if you're going to remain friends after that.
We are. No, because I learned. So then it just made me now more like, when I go around, I open my eyes more to see like there is something teaching you something to help you get through whatever it is that you're struggling with. But you just have to sometimes, like you say, slow down and be more aware to see it. So like, you might be so anxious about a problem and that, but the answer is there. Yes. But because you haven't slowed down enough to see the answer, it just going by, probably slap you in the head and you still don't see it because you haven't slowed down enough to notice it. But yeah, that's what I've learned. Yeah. I learned from you how to see the signs and the signals. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got our hot water, which I'll definitely be looking for the hot water. Who brings out the flavor? Who brings out the flavor in me? But then you say that, and I have this thing that I tell people all the time. You're doing something and you mustn't worry about what everybody else is doing around you. When you decide on something, it's like being at a party and you're the only one that's dancing, and you can't think to yourself, oh, well, it's not that good a party because nobody else is dancing. You want to dance, so you need to dance, and it's like you can't depend on other people. So when you're talking about taking out, them bringing out my flavor, I'm being a devil's advocate now, can I not create my own flavor?
Let me explain something to you. In your house, you have multiple rooms, right?
Mm.
You're not in every room all the time. You don't need the hot water all the time, but they need to exist in your house. We're not always in the kitchen. If you look at all of us, just look at us now. We're all in different rooms in the home. We're not in the loo. We're not in the kitchen. We are in different rooms. This room is serving the purpose of this interview. Okay. Every room in your house where you make tea, that's where the hot water is needed.
Oh, okay.
So you're not dancing and making tea in the same room.
Understand, yes, indeed, definitely.
But they're all a part of your home. all of these elements in your home, sugar, makes your home a home. And all of them are needed to support you in your journey.
Wow. I think I need to spend some time with you, Dr. Q.
I would love that.
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. So we know where you came from. We know what's brought you to where you are now. Dr. Q, what's your ultimate goal?
Wow, my ultimate goal is, I always use the analogy when I'm looking at my fingerprint, right? And I got so excited about my thumb the other day. And why are you laughing at me? I got so excited about my thumb because I looked at all the lines on my thumb, sugar, and I recognized I am the only person in the world with this fingerprint. And since I am the only person in the world with this fingerprint, there was a predestined itinerary for me to accomplish. And that is to use this imprint to impact the world. Okay. And my life's goal is to take all of this imprint and do everything I was destined to do. And some of these things, sugar and fluffy chick, I am still discovering. But I know one big one is I have to let the world know, from here to the UK to New Zealand, any other place I am gifted to be, I need them to know it's okay to get support for mental health. It's okay to love yourself, love your mind, and own your mind, and take care of your mind. Self-care is a gift. It's not just a gift to you, but it's also a gift to this imprint, so you can continue to impact the world. So my goal is to continue on this journey, and wherever in the world I am graced to be, I'm ready. My bag is packed. My passport is ready.
Oh gosh, you've got Beverly. You're speechless. You've made her stop talking. That is amazing. I'm surprised you're not looking at your thumb, Beverly.
No, because I was too busy listening. That was the concentration phase of it.
Oh, it was your concentration phase.
My concentration phase. It's like I don't want to miss a thing. As I said, every time I talk to you, there's some learning in the conversation. So
That's absolutely amazing. You've made me see things in a completely different light. Wow. It's just going to take some digesting, really. Really, it seriously is going to take some digesting. We have come to the last, in fact, 15 seconds. I can't believe 25 minutes has gone so quickly.
Wow.
Because time goes when you're having fun, yeah? Yeah. Yes. And when conversations is edifying, it's like you just don't want it to stop, do you? You just want it to just go on, because there's a lot, like you said, to digest out of this. But yeah. So the name of the lines that you're associated with, you said it's called, because I know it's the acronym is NAMI. Well, but what
I have my own LLC now. It's called the Moten Way LLC. And I have my other company, Quevarra Speaks. So everything is under Quevarra Speaks. You can find me on Instagram at Dr. Quevarra Speaks, Twitter, Dr. Quevarra Speaks, Facebook, Quevarra Speaks. You can email me at quevarraspeaks@gmail.com.
Oh, okay.
Okay, well, all that information will be in the description as well. So yeah.
Most excellent, most excellent. Well, Moten Way. What is the difference between Moten Way and Dr. Quevarra Speaks?
The Moten Way is the parent company that I have. So it's like a limited liability corporation. And I feed all my smaller companies into it.
Okay. Do you know what? It sounds like we need to have you back to hear about the other side of you.
I can't wait.
Yeah. We're going to have her back for Quevarra Speaks. We're going to have her back for Moten
Way.
Yeah.
Crossed out. Excellent. Well, thank you very, very much. It was absolute pleasure to meet you. And we're definitely going to have you back because there's so much to you.
Isn't
You
it?
know, it's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Nah.
And I look forward to experiencing the sister network.
Yeah. And the growth of it.
Yes.
Yes. Right. So yeah, we just this concludes our interview now with Dr. Q. And if you enjoying this content and previous content that you've watched, like, subscribe, and share this channel with your friends so that they too can be part of the Support a Sis-Star community.
Excellent. Thank you very much. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap.